everybody. On today's video, I'm going to teach you how to go ahead and clean the coil on your outside condenser unit here. So first off, we're going to need to shut this off, and you can either go inside, turn it off first, make it a little quieter before you actually come over here, but you can come over here to the disconnect. That's what's in here. And this is actually the disconnect fuse. Just going to give it a pull, and as you see right there, disconnected. This is what it looks like on the inside. So going to go ahead and set that up top, so that way you don't lose it, you don't forget what way it went. You're good to go. Other ones actually have they're actually smaller. Maybe I can put a picture up, but they're smaller and they're going to have an on-off direction of it. And you can actually, the way they're meant to go, those ones, there you can actually store them in the other way. So you pull them out, and all you do is you give them a turn, and then you can actually reset it back in, and that just holds it there where it's at. It doesn't actually make the connection all the way back again. It doesn't turn it back on. You're fine there. So we'll go ahead and we'll set that there for now. So now that the unit's off, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get this one that we're using today. It's a simple green foaming coil and condenser cleaner. So the way this says it works, you go ahead, give it some shakes really good, pop that off, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to spray it all in your coils on the outside here. Try to keep it away from any of your electrical connections in the back. Keep it away from the top if you can. I mean, ultimately, there's no point of spraying it all over the unit because that's not what you're trying to do. It's not going to clean that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray it inside, and it foams up so you can see where it is. And we're just going to spray this whole entire unit down. And this is actually, this foaming spray is actually designed to be cleaned off two different ways. One way is to go ahead and you let it do its own thing, and it will clean, and you don't have to spray it off. You don't have to do anything. It will automatically dissolve, and it's like a self-rinsing cleaner is what they call it, which doesn't really make sense because it doesn't rinse itself off. It just evaporates and works its way in. You'll eventually see the dirt come out the bottom, but in our case today, what we're going to do, we're going to spray this on really good, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to spray it with water. I think rinsing it off with water is the best way to do it. I think you're going to get the most satisfaction out of it that way. So you can go from top to bottom, bottom to top. It doesn't really matter on here. You just want to make sure you spray it really liberally and make sure you really get into those coils. Sometimes you'll have casing. This one's really old, but lots of times you'll have different casings that actually have grooves that are directional, and those you'll actually want to spray it in the way that those grooves allow, because if not and you spray it backwards, you're not actually spraying anything into the coils. You're just spraying it to spray it, really. But in this case, this is a really old unit. We're going to try to get a little more longevity out of it for them, and let's go ahead and clean this up. Especially where we're at up here in Washington State, we have a lot of wildfires throughout our summertime. So these units and our inside air filters have to be cleaned and changed frequently. So once that's sprayed on, we'll give it a couple minutes. We'll let it soak in. We'll let it do its thing. While it's doing that, you can actually clean it out two ways. You can spray it two ways. One way is outside, and you hose it off with your hose, turn it on like a low pressure, maybe the shower selection on, depending on what your actual head is for your hose. But what you could do on this one, you can either spray it out here nice and soft and you work your way around. Try again to avoid the connections, avoid that stuff. But you can either do that, or you can do it from the inside and you push it out, which lots of times that's a better way to go about it. The only difference is you have to actually remove the top. Now, I know that doesn't sound like it's going to be any fun, and on this one we're going to see what this does, because this is just an old unit. But you'll actually remove, so there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think there's 7 screws around here, but there's only actually a few of them that are actually in. So we're going to go ahead and remove those, and see what we can do here. So this is just a 5/16 bit and an impact. Go ahead, we'll remove those few screws and set those aside so we don't lose those for later. And let's see if we can pop this off. You will have a connector in the back here, so we just don't want to go too far. Actually, this one, I don't even think we can. No, there's not enough slack in the wire to allow us to do anything with it. So I don't think we're going to be able to clean it from the inside. Lots of times, and we still might try to figure out a way, but lots of times you'll want to do that, because the other advantage, let me bring you in closer here. The other advantage is, see this super thick coil around there? Spraying it from the inside actually helps get everything all the way out, instead of just cleaning the outside, unless you're blowing it all in, which a lot of times it doesn't actually go all the way in. The other advantage, let's see if you can see down in there. Yeah, you kind of can. So the other advantage is, if you can remove this top, look down in there, you can actually get a bunch of that junk out of there. So let me mess with this for just a second, and we'll see if I can actually get this off, or if I'm not going to be able to. And we're going to have to just do it as is. Yeah. No, there's no slack in there to be able to get to it. So if you had an extra hand, somebody else out here helping you, or wherever you're at, you might be able to allow yourself the ability to be able to do that. Because you could possibly hold it up on the end here and be able to get a vacuum in there with your other hand, and try it that way. But with the wires being so short on this unit, I really don't like the idea of doing that. So this is a unit we might have to come back to at some point, maybe as we're out and about servicing other ones. We could swing back by this place and do this when I have another hand. So since I don't, let's go ahead, let's get these screws put back in. So you'll just want to realign where it's at. And lots of times this can be trickier, especially on these older units, because honestly, a lot of times they just kind of threw them together. So with that being said, Let's see. Here we go. Why? These ones don't want to go back in where they came from. So, there's a reason for that. So, there we go. It's a little crooked. And it doesn't have, this unit doesn't have a metal rim around it. So what you're actually trying to do, these screws here, and you see these vertical pieces here, they actually have a little groove in the top of it. And that's what you're trying to connect to. Is the actual groove right there. There we go. So it just takes a little patience, but you want it to go back on right, so. It's worth taking the time. I bet you that's why they didn't put these ones in. This one's, sounds like it's stripped out. Oh, there we go. We got it to grab. Okay. And this guy right here. Let's see. I think, let me pull this one back out. It grabs, but only so much. So, there we go. Much better. Much, much better. So let's get this guy. That one's there. Make sure this is, see, the tricky part is, if you lift it up, it's got to go back over them all, right there like that. And then occasionally, you get one that pops itself back out. There. In our case, we got it. There. So, top's back on. So now let's go ahead, turn on our garden hose here. This is what I was talking about. This shower, or this selector has different settings. It's got a shower one. It's about what it looks like. And you'll go ahead and you'll just start spraying it down, working out all the stuff that's in there. And actually, what I'm noticing, let me bring you in close here, because what I'm noticing is you can actually see where it's penetrating all the way through, which I was really thinking with how thick this wall was of this coil, it wasn't going to happen like that, but you actually can. You can see it work its way through, so that's a great thing. Means it's going to help get it cleaned out more. And obviously this isn't the only fix that you'd want to do. Not fix, the only maintenance that you would actually want to do. You'd also want to do where you replace your air filters inside. It's always a great thing to do. You can even vacuum out around your returns and things like that. It's good to have that done periodically, depending on where you live, your climate, what your weather's like. And like I said, for us, it's all these fires and everything, so that's the hardest part. So, let me see here. I'm going to do this side right here, and then I'm going to bring you in. Actually, let me do it right here, because you can actually see it. So, not sure if you can see down in there. Should be able to. Okay, you can see water spraying through there. That's actually exactly what we're doing here. So, With that being said, of cleaning this unit, that's what we're going to do. So let's finish cleaning this up. And I'm not sure if you can tell too, I mean, some of this rust is even coming off. So that coil cleaner itself, pretty good. I want to say there's a handful of different kinds. That's just the one that they had at my local Home Depot or Lowe's. You can actually order a different one online that I like if I have more time and I know I'm going to be doing this. I'd rather order it. Mainly just because where we're at, our options are pretty limited. So I prefer a different brand, but the Simple Green obviously is doing the trick and it's working great. So you can get a can of it. I want to say they run you about $8 to $10 for a can, and honestly the can's going to last you a few times. Or if this is something you do, you'll be able to take it on a few jobs with you. And you can see it's all the foam's coming out of the bottom. It's kind of like rinsing out shampoo out of your hair. And that's what we'll do here. But all this is just some maintenance that needs to be done, you know? What's the point of hiring somebody to come out here and do it? I mean, if you can, you can, and that's great. Or if you can't manage to do it yourself, I totally understand. But I mean, if you can save yourself $100, $200, our local techs right here in our area, they for this service themselves, they would charge you about $150. And you can tell it's going to take you 15 minutes. And that's about it, honestly. So what we'll do, just to make sure it doesn't ruin anything else, we'll go ahead and spray around the unit because it's on concrete. Lots of times they're on concrete pads. You do get some that aren't on pads and they're on like little dirt spots. But this one's on a pad, so let's go ahead. Might as well, we're here. Clean it off, make sure we don't have any problems later on, or the cleaner itself, somehow, you never know, right? Watch it do something to the concrete or something like that. That's just, if you're in the service industry, it's the last thing you want. An easy job to just go completely wrong, right? So takes a few extra seconds, get it done, and there you have it. That's what it is. So again, in a different application, you would actually be able to pull this off and you would clean up that gunk down the bottom. Like I said, when I'm around again, I'll swing back by with somebody else and they'll hold it up for me and we'll be able to do all this and it'll work out great. So it's actually got some drainage holes in the bottom as well. So any of that water that goes in there, it's actually getting drained out through the bottom. So you don't have to worry about that. And you'll go ahead, and that's honestly all you're gonna do. So now that that's done, we could go back. We can go ahead and we could get your disconnect and go ahead and put it back in. Unit fires back up, and there you have it. So works out great. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. If you'd like to see another video, another how-to, leave that in the comment section down below, what you'd like to see next. And look forward to getting back with you guys here on the next one. Have a good one, guys.